on a whim, like we're here for school. Like my life is different. So it's hard with these guys I've dated in the past because I have a different life than they do. And it's hard too, because they don't know what it's like to have a child and to be a single mom.
Well, I'm with Frankie on this one. I mean, I know Brody has a girlfriend, but maybe one day he won't. And there is something about there you are, you're friends forever. I mean, do you think ever like that could ever happen?
I don't know. I guess it's all about timing, right? I don't know. I don't know. I guess never say never.
I say never say never. What about why don't you, call your good friend Kristin Cavallari up? I mean, I know she doesn't live there, but she's single too. You guys can like be each other's
Yes,
wingwoman.
we have talked, and I'm supposed to go out to Nashville with my daughter. So we've been trying to plan this trip because now Jason and Ashley live there too. So I'm going to probably go out there in the next month or so. And we're going to, Ashley's nanny's out there so she could watch the kids, and us girls are going to go out. And then also just me and Kristin, just to catch up. We have so much in common, and she's single now. And I love her energy, like everything about Kristin. She's like amazing.
You could be each other's wingwoman, and
That's what we said. I was like, we should host or do a dating show about us dating and go from East Coast to West Coast and the Midwest, and like, let's see who's out there.
Well, I mean, there you go. I mean, would you like to pitch it to a network? I mean, Kristin has, her in at E, you have some in at MTV. Come on now.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll call Netflix and have my manager talk to them.
If you were going to fix Kristin up, what type of guy would you want for her?
I feel like Kristin, she likes a confident man that is powerful. Like she's a very powerful, confident person. So she needs someone that's going to be on her level or a little higher, And I know even back in the day, she always loved football players. So the fact that she did end up marrying a football player, I think now she's looking for more love and for more, not saying that there wasn't love there, but more sense of humor. And like the comedian that she dated, and I get where she's at. Cause when I got out of my divorce, I dated and went on dates with a couple guys, got back with Ryan, and it's like, you need that personality, the sense of humor, and somebody that's nurturing and caring and respectful of the fact that you're a single mom and you might have to just leave in the middle of a date, or things happen where you might have to cancel last minute. So she just deserves the world.
Was there ever someone that we know that slipped into your DMs, like someone famous where you're like, I'm flattered, but not for me?
Actually, there's been a few, but I don't want to like call them out.
Are you sure you don't want to give us some names here today behind the velvet rope?
There's been a couple musicians.
Give us one, just one good one.
Oh my goodness. Who else? It's funny. I didn't realize that in your DMs, you have the general and then the primary, and then you have like all the red checked ones, or the like legitimate ones. So I was going through them the other day, and this goes back to like, I don't know, 150 something weeks ago. And I don't know if I should say the name.
You'd say it. It's 150 weeks ago. It doesn't matter at this point.
Well, it was just like, hey, what's up? There's been comedians like David Spade wrote to me on Instagram. And then, that's also like friendly banter too, but it's not like, hey, I want to take you out. It's just like funny.
They still write to you.
Yeah, and then I'm also friends with a lot of these people. So it's like, yeah, they slip in my DMs, but we see each other out in LA and at events and at concerts. And then they'll write to me like, hey, like, it was so good seeing you. You should come up to my restaurant next week, or like, let me know when you want to come up and I'll hook you and your friends up or something. Like
David Spade's a funny guy. You say you want someone funny.
He's funny, but I don't know. He was with Caitlyn. He's not my type. He's a great guy, but there's plenty of other. people on my DMs, so I don't know.
That's fine. You don't have to tell us anymore. Were you upset? You know, like you said, like the producers were like, you know, because listen, you did a lot of things when the Hills went off. Well, first of all, you did a lot of things when the Hills went off the air. How was Dancing with the Stars as far as like difficulty and things you've done in your career? Because I've talked to a lot of people that say
Yeah.
it's a lot.
I mean, I loved it. It was challenging and I love a good challenge. But physically, like towards the end, I was dancing on a sprained ankle that I had to wrap and numbing wrap to be able to like put pressure on it. So that was hard, but I would do it again. I mean, it was very strenuous and it was, you know, we danced 6 days a week and I was in the studio sometimes for 8 hours a day. So that was my life. I lived and breathed dancing for, gosh, I think I lasted for no, I don't even know. When did I get voted off? I think I was in the top 5 and then I got voted off,
You
which I
did
had
pretty
all nines.
well.
Yeah, but I had all nines and got voted off. And Tony Dovolani, who was my partner at the time, was so mad because, you know, we felt like we should have stayed on and Bristol should have got voted off, but it is what it is.
And you would go back, you know, because like they do these all-star, you know, versions of everything and they've done it. Like if you got a call, you would definitely go back.
Yeah, I think I would. It might be a little hard because I don't have a lot of help with my daughter and I would have to figure that out, but I would go back.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Were you, so the Hills New Beginnings, you know, the prayers of the gods have been answered for many of us when this was, I mean, it was a huge thing when it was like coming back. Were you disappointed like when it only lasted 2 seasons or?
You know, it was really hard with COVID and we were in the flow of filming and like there was some real natural like drama happening. And then COVID hit and it like killed everything. And then by the time we started filming again, almost a year later, everybody was kind of in a different mental space and different relationships or a little bit more guarded, where before we were like, okay, let's do this. We're going to make this the best show. Like, let's give it our all. And then it was just kind of like, okay, well, where do we start again? So we had to start refilming everything. And then that's when we kind of had storylines, especially me, because I didn't have a lot of my real life, in the show with my daughter and certain things I just couldn't have on there. So that's where the Sean Stewart storyline came in, and I made the best of it, and then there's always like the natural gossip and confrontation and things like that. But when it ended, I feel like it ran its course. And if I wasn't going to get back with Justin or I wasn't going to be with Brody, then it's like, there's like nothing.
Right. And you
Not just for the
weren't.
show, but
Right.
and Heidi and Spencer, like they do really great. They were all gave it their all. Everybody really like stepped it up, but it was kind of like, okay, well, what do we do now? Like,